Okay, I wanted to let you know a little bit about my car experience. I drove to Washington in my lemon car, the one that I bought from my reprobate ex-neighbor who moved away as soon as I gave him the money. He took off. And I just made a CFPB report on that guy because now I know where he lives because he had the audacity to try to sell me his dead people van when I told him that the car that he sold me did not have his name on title and I could not trade it in to get another car because I didn't want to keep putting money into the car. And I think I've spent, maybe $8,000 on top of the $5,000 that I gave him. Bastard. Anyways, I just did a CFPB report on him. And he did threaten to retaliate against me. He did. So we will see what happens with that. I don't even know. But, fraud vitiates everything. Anyway, so I was stuck in Washington. Then I was stuck in Oregon. And then I kept, recharging the battery, trying to reboot the computer, something ECM. And the codes just kept coming up with a catalytic converter. Well, that car happens to have 3 catalytic converters, and apparently they were all bad. So I did spend $1,500 getting one of them done. But the other 2 were like factory issued, and they're from Korea. So hello. Of course, the Hyundai dealership was like, yeah, we don't see that there's any, can't help you. Even my repairman hasn't been calling me here because I think he knows he can't get those parts. So, but I did spend like $1,500. My American Express bill is $5,000 from all of that diagnostics and motel rooms all the way from Washington to Oregon to I don't know how many. I must have a collection of 14 room keys. It was just crazy, and it was terrible weather. I did get to spend one day with my grandkids, and my daughter did not make it because she was stuck in the Chicago airport. So it didn't turn out like planned, but I tried to make it as good as I could. Nevertheless, I did go to 2 car dealerships. The first one, I did tell them that I was there for a consumer credit extension of my credit. I want a grant. I don't want a loan. I'm not interested in a loan. Anyways, I think that they did pull they did. They pulled my credit score because, they coerce you into giving you the social security number, which is a federal offense. But I was like, okay, they had something like power of attorney on their application. And I crossed that off. I'm like, power of attorney? I don't need someone to represent me. I'm already here present. So I crossed that part off. But when I did have to go to the motel because it was getting late and we were still thinking about fixing my car, we're going to find out what was wrong with it. They never found anything wrong with it. I came back the next day and I was like, I think I should probably ask for that application back since I'm just going to take my car. They said, no, we have to hang on to it for 2 years. I was like, well, I need a copy of it. And they weren't giving me everything. That power of attorney piece of paper, they claim that they never gave me anything that said that. And I said, well, you guys better not be doing anything with my credit, is what I'm saying, because I will report it. And I did end up reporting to the Attorney General, didn't I? Yes, I did. I did. But the Attorney General doesn't do anything for the people. It has to have a whole bunch of reports of one place before they even look into the investigation of it. So that's like a lost cause. Waste your time. Don't even bother doing the registered mail. Go to the CFPB instead. So I ended up going to the next dealership place because these people just weren't going to work with me. So yeah, that was total discrimination. Anyways, I did go to the second place. They did get me no money down. I did get approved. I didn't see anything with power of attorney. What else? Apparently Nissan Motor Finance or something. You know, but this was the problem. I did tell them I didn't have a driver's license. Karma, did you want to say hello to everybody? Because we're not going outside. It's too cold out there. She's down there. See her? Giving me the wherewithal. Okay, so what happened with the second place? First of all, I had to tell them Title 15, 1605 says the finance charge. That's included with the insurance. And then I think it was 1692 that was talking about, what was it? Let's look these up, shall we? Let's do that. Let's just go there, shall we? What do we have here first? Let's see. Oh, here's a new one. Let's look at this one right here. 15 U.S. Code 1681. All right, open up for me. So this is the banking system is dependent upon the fair and accurate credit reporting. Yeah. Well, we know about those credit reports that they're totally inaccurate, and how dare they even be putting our what is it called? Private information that we don't even allow them to share our private information put out to the public. So Congress found out that it's an elaborate mechanism, that's for darn sure, has been developed for investigating and evaluating the credit worthiness, credit standing, and credit capacity, character, and general reputation of consumers. Consumer reporting agencies have assumed a vital role in assembling, evaluating consumer credit and other information on consumers. There is a need to ensure that consumer reporting agencies exercise their grave responsibilities with fairness, impartiality, and a respect for the consumer's right to privacy. And you know that they're totally violating our right to privacy by putting our stuff up there. And if you have a charge off, you know, that's considered by the IRS to be income. So that shouldn't even be on there at all. But so like at that second place, they have a tier of their own saying, if you've ever had a charge off, you're going to go all the way down to the C tier instead of the A, even if you had high credit. Or they'll say, if you're late 1 month, I'm going to get you down to the C level, because they want A, B, and C is what I meant. They want to get you at the highest interest rate. And those credit agencies are not even government. They are businesses. Yeah. So it would be wise to try to fix the credit report if there's anything that shouldn't be on there. You know, like places that you never lived before, other people's names on there, and well, basically any adverse action shouldn't be on there either, because you did not give any permission for anybody to be sharing your private information, because that goes against the Privacy Act. So get those things taken care of. Anyways, let's see what happened here. So what are we looking at? Reasonable procedures. Is the purpose of this subchapter to require that consumer reporting agencies adopt reasonable procedures for meeting the needs of commerce for consumer credit, personnel, insurance, and other information in a manner which is fair and equitable to the consumer. Yeah, how is it fair and equitable if you have all faith and all credit and they lower your credit score based on late payments and such? And, you know, if you look at some of these 15 USC. Let's look at some of them because they talk about, you can't even have late on there showing. That just doesn't make any sense. All right, let's go there. Let me see. What other one do we want to say? We're going to do title. Let me see that 1692 for a second. I know I mentioned that one. Let's go there. Ooh, false or misleading representation. That's for darn sure. Oh, totally. Abusive practices. There is abundant evidence of the use of abusive and deceptive and unfair debt collection practices by many debt collectors. Yeah. Abusive debt collection practices contribute to the number of personal bankruptcies, to marital instability, to the loss of jobs, and to the invasion of individual privacy. Okay, so let's see. Existing laws and procedures for redressing these injuries, that's what they are inadequate to protect consumers. C, available non-abusive collection methods, means other than misrepresentation or other abusive debt collection practices are available for the effective collection of debts. D, interstate commerce. Abusive debt collection practices are carried on to a substantial extent in interstate commerce and through means and instrumentalities of such commerce, even where abusive debt collection practices are purely intrastate in character, they nevertheless directly affect interstate commerce. E, purpose. It is the purpose of the subchapter to eliminate abusive debt collection practices by debt collectors, to ensure that those debt collectors who refrain from using abusive debt collection practices are not completely disadvantaged, and to promote consistent state action to protect consumers against debt collection abuses. So, you know, when they call you about your phone bill, that's a debt collector. Or even the Edison bill, they're operating as a debt collector. So none of those things should be on your credit report, and you can opt out of those things. Now they tell you, oh no, you can't opt out of that one. You can't. So let me see. Did we already look at the adverse action? I think so. But let me try it again. Let's just go there again. Title 15, 1681. I think we read over that one already. Oh yeah, that was the credit score thing. Yeah, so like if they say, hey, you know, your credit score is a little bit on the low side. Yeah, what about it? Well, we're supposed to have full faith in credit. According to Title 18, Section 8, where the United States is the obligor for all debt. So here, let me see. I did read this one already. Okay, so let's see. What other one do I want to read? Ooh, let's do this one. Title 15. We'll go with 1605. Okay, because I want to show you something really quick. Right here. Right here. Check this out. I mentioned this one to them. And this is why I didn't get the car. Check this out. So this is talking about the determination of the finance charge. It says the finance charge defined, except as otherwise provided in this section, the amount of the finance charge in connection with any consumer credit transaction shall be determined as the sum of all charges payable directly or indirectly by the person to whom the credit is extended, and imposed directly or indirectly by the creditor as an incident to the extension of credit. The finance charge does not include charges of a type payable in a comparable cash transaction. The finance charge shall not include fees and amounts imposed by third-party closing agents including settlement agents, attorneys, and escrow and title companies. I'd like to say even insurance companies. If the creditor does not require the imposition of the charges or the services provided, it does not retain the charges. Examples of charges which are included in the finance charge include any of the following types of charges which are applicable: interest, time price differential, and any amount payable under a point, discount, or other system or additional charges. Service or carrying charge. Like, does that mean a delivery charge? Like if you're going to have to deliver my car? I think so. Loan fee, finder's fee, or similar charge. Fee for an investigation or credit report. Yeah, they better not charge you for a credit report. Fee. You know how sometimes when you go to get a rental car, not a rental car, but like a place to live, and they want to charge you to look up the credit report? Right here, boom. Better tell them that 151605 right there. That right there. Fee for an investigation or credit report? It's included. Okay, so premium or other charge for any guarantee or insurance protecting the creditor against the obligor's default or other credit loss. Hello. I was telling them this is the insurance. It's included in the finance charge. They were saying, no, you have to go out and get your own insurance. Okay. I was like, I get it. You guys don't sell insurance here, but this says right here that the, what's it called? Interest charges includes the insurance. Right here, borrower paid mortgage broker fees. Okay, so this got to do with the house, including fees paid directly to the broker or the lender. Yeah, well, that's, we weren't talking about a house. We're talking about a car. Although people do live in their cars, I'm just saying. Okay, so what about this one here? B. This is included in the finance charge too. Look at that. Life, accident, or health insurance premiums included in finance charge. Charges or premiums for credit, life, accident, or health insurance written in connection with any consumer credit transaction shall be included in the finance charge unless, and this is the part they brought out, unless the coverage of the debtor by the insurance is not a factor in the approval by the creditor of the extension of credit. And this fact is clearly disclosed in writing to the person applying for or obtaining the extension of credit. So they got to hand you a handwritten thing that says that, this is their deal about the insurance, whatever. But they already knew I didn't have a driver's license because I'm not for hire. And apparently, those Geico and the General and I don't know, Farmers and State Farm and all that, Allstate, they're commercial insurance. So you don't have a driver's license, they're not going to give it to you. That was a problem. I ended up having to be in maybe, how many? 12 keys do I have? Yeah, because my car kept breaking down and I had to spend money getting my car fixed. Like $1,500 plus $1,400 for the diagnostics. Yeah. Oh my goodness. Yeah. I already seen my American Express bill. It's $5,000. Yeah. It's crazy. Anyways. 2, in order to obtain the insurance in connection with the extension of credit, the person to whom the credit is extended must give specific affirmative written indication of his desire to do so after written disclosure to him of the cost thereof. So I did text them that was written. You guys already knew I didn't have a DMV, and this is commercial insurance and blah, 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 1605. Anyways, they didn't give me the car. So CFPB for them. And we're in dispute right now. But anyway, C, property damage and liability insurance premiums included in finance charge. Right here. Like, you know, it was really raining hard and windy and flooding and all that jazz. And I had to drive my own car, which I don't have insurance on the car because I have a security agreement and I'm good for all faith and full credit. And I'm not a foreigner, so I'm just saying, I'm good. Property damage and liability insurance premiums included in the finance charge. Hello? Nissan Motor, whatever you're called. Charges or premiums for insurance written in connection with any consumer credit transaction against loss of or damage to property or against liability arising out of the ownership or use of property shall be included in the finance charge unless a clear and specific statement in writing is furnished by the creditor to the person to whom the credit is extended, setting forth the cost of the insurance if obtained from, oh, look at that. Look at this. Setting forth the cost of the insurance if obtained from or through the creditor, and stating that the person to whom the credit is extended may choose the person through which the insurance is to be obtained. What exactly does that mean to you? Because they told me we don't sell insurance. I'm like, I'm aware that you don't. But apparently it is supposed to be included in the finance charge. Yeah, I tried to call all these people, but it was a Sunday. Hello? They're all closed. So guess what happened? They sold the car. Yeah, that's discrimination. They're all, oh, this is California. It's a sold or sell state. Like, I don't know what the heck you're talking about. Yeah, whatever. You just discriminated me. It's a Sunday. Get real. I'm just saying. So, D, items exempted from computation of the finance charge in all credit transactions, if any of the following items is itemized and disclosed in accordance with the regulations of the Bureau in connection with any transaction, then the creditor need not include that item in the computation of the finance charge with respect to that transaction. Fees and charges prescribed by the law which actually are or will be paid to public officials for determining the existence of or perfecting or releasing or satisfying any security related to the credit transaction. Wait just 1 second. Were they making a security agreement? They probably would have if we would have gone any further on a contract, because I was noticing they were trying to put the car as the collateral on this loan, but I wasn't there for a loan. I was there for a grant, not a loan. Anyways, they were trying to get me to get into a long, extra long, whatever that was, loan. I didn't want that. No, I was there for a grant. The premium payable for any insurance in lieu of perfecting. Ooh, any security interest. What's this? The premium payable for any insurance in lieu of perfecting any security interest otherwise required by the creditor in connection with the transaction, if the premium does not exceed the fees and charges described in paragraph 1, which would otherwise be payable. So when you say something like in lieu, that means in place of perfecting. Like if they weren't going to do any security, then they wanted me to do my own insurance or whatever, the premium payable for any insurance instead of their security interest. It says if the premium does not exceed the fees and charges described in paragraph 1. Paragraph 1, let me just go there. Let me see. Which paragraph 1 are they talking about? This one? Interest, time, price differential, and any amount payable under a point, discount, or other system or additional charges. What are they saying? Right here, look, the finance charge shall not include fees and amounts imposed by third-party closing agents, including settlement agents, attorneys, and escrow and title companies. And like I said, I should include insurance agents. If the creditor does not require the imposition of the charges or the services provided and does not retain the charges. Examples of charges which are included in the finance charge include any of the following types of charges which are applicable. So all this legalese. Look at 5. I mentioned that to them. Premium or other charge for any guarantee or insurance protecting the creditor against the obligor's default or other credit loss. You know, they're so legalese with these things. It's difficult to know. Okay, so where were we? Okay. All right, so what is this? Any tax levied on security instruments, which I didn't even know if they were doing any of that, but they could have been, or on documents evidencing indebtedness, if the payment of such taxes is a precondition for recording the instrument securing the evidence of indebtedness. Any tax. Yeah, because they were saying, oh yeah, you got to pay for tax, license, and registration. I was like, I don't want to register it with the DMV, and I don't want to gift it to the state. It's my car with my credit and my grant. That's what I want. Items exempted from computation of finance charge in extensions of credit secured by an interest in real property. They were trying to get an interest in the real property because they were trying to put the car as collateral. So what does it say? Items exempted from the computation of the finance charge in extensions of credit secured by an interest in real property. The following items, when charged in connection with any extension of credit secured by an interest in real property, shall not be included in the computation of the finance charge with respect to that transaction. Okay, well, let's see what these things are. Oh, here we go. Fees or premiums for title examination. Oh, that sounds like a house. Title insurance or similar purposes. Fees for preparation of loan-related documents. Right. Sounds like a house. Escrows, yeah, for future payments of taxes and insurance. That's a house. Fees for notarizing deeds and other documents. Right. That's for a house. Appraisal fees. Okay, a house. Including fees related to any pest. Yeah, that's a house. Flood. Okay, so now let's see. What is this? Tolerances for accuracy in connection with credit transactions not under an open-end credit plan. I have a feeling that our stuff is an open-end credit plan. This one says not under an open-end credit plan that are secured by real property or a dwelling. The disclosure of the finance charge and other disclosures affected by any finance charge shall be treated as being accurate for the purposes of the subchapter in the amount disclosed as the finance charge. Does not vary from the actual finance charge by more than $100, or is greater than the amount required to be disclosed under the subchapter and shall be treated as being accurate for the purposes of section 1635 of this title if, except as provided in subparagraph B, the amount disclosed as the finance charge does not vary from the actual finance charge by more than an amount equal to 0.5% of the total amount of credit extended, or in the case of a transaction other than a mortgage referred to in section 1602, AA 1 of this title, which is a refinancing of the principal balance then due and accrued and unpaid finance. So this is all about mortgages right here. So let me see, what else? If the amount disclosed as the finance charge does not vary from the actual finance charge by more than an amount equal to 1% of the total amount of credit extended. Does not provide any new consolidation or new advance. Yeah, some of this, is for loans, but just saying. Up there, it did say something about the insurance included. Look at that. Even accident insurance included in the finance charge. So let me see. Let's look up 1574B. That's a new one for me. Let me see. Title 1574B. Let me see what that one says. Commerce and trade. Wait, is this the one? 1574. No, we want to go with 1574. Come on. Here we go. Oh, hey, what's up? Huh. Hey, what's this all about? Let me read this one. Section 1574. What is CDTFA? I don't know what that is. Wait, 15, what is that? What is this thing? I'm just going to read it, but I don't even know what it's for. If the proposed corporate action is submitted to a vote at a meeting of shareholders, no, this is not the one. No. We got to look at the correct one. Come on, get real. Yeah, no. Okay. What was that? 1574B. Federal guarantee or other obligation. Permitting an authorized person. Hey, what's that? Permitting an authorized person to drive. Huh. No. Oh, what's this? Rules and regulations, order of commission. Huh. Wonder what that. Ooh, qualified debt. Ooh. Title 15, commerce and trade. Any motorized. Does not include. Let me just look at this one. Oh, wait. Let me look at that one. I don't know what that 1574B was. Federal grantor? Oh. Title 15. Okay. Any motorized off-highway vehicle. Yeah. No. No, we're not talking about any ATVs here. No. Exemption. Nah. The Federal Trade Commission Act. Private enforcement. Hey, what's this? If any person violates section 2. Political items, manufacturing United States. No. Incorporation. No. All right, let me just go back for a second. Let me show you something really here. Right, hang on. We want to go with the California Vehicle Code, section 21052. Okay. The provisions of this code. This is the California Vehicle Code. Applicable to the drivers of vehicles upon the highways, apply to the drivers of all vehicles while engaged in the course of employment by the state. It goes on to say any political subdivision thereof, any municipal corporation or any district, including authorized emergency vehicles, subject to those exemptions granted such authorized emergency vehicles in this code. So the California Vehicle Code, what is it for? The provisions of this code applicable to the drivers of vehicles upon the highways apply to the drivers of all vehicles while engaged in the course of employment by the state. All right, let me see if there's anything more. No, I don't want to see what you look like, dude. Get out of here. 21051. So you know when you go to the DMV, you are literally signing up to be an employee of the state. Yeah, it's terrible. We didn't know that. We did not know that. When you're 15 years old and you want to, get your permit, you got to have your parents sign so that you can get your permit, put you on insurance and all that jazz. That's commercial. That's operating commercially. You saw that 21052 for California. Each state has their own DMV, and they all have their vehicle code. Who is the motor vehicle code for? Motor vehicle is for hire. We're not talking about your car, your automobile, your home good. We're talking about a conversion of your car that you thought was you're getting a car to go home. They converted it at the dealership on an application to register it with the state to become an employee of the state with your driver's license. That's why they have to have that driver's license. What, are you an enemy of the state? Are you a foreigner that you're making money on the highway like those cops? Because the policemen are making money on the highway and they work for Washington, D.C. and you can see their 5-pointed star somewhere. They work for Washington, D.C. They're making money on the highway. Let me look at one more thing I saw. Where was it? 12 CFR 1024. Let me look up that one. Let me see. Wait a minute. New tab. Oh, let me see. What is that? 12 CFR 1024.31. Now I'm going to share the screen. Wait, am I doing something? Am I sharing a screen? I don't know. What's the deal? I don't even know if I blocked myself out. Am I still on here? Let me see. Zoom. Yeah, I am. Okay. Share the screen. Let's see. I'm getting tired. What, 10:30? All right, what is this here? A borrower and a borrower's mortgage loan obligation are delinquent beginning on the date a periodic payment sufficient to cover principal, interest, and what's that? 12 CFR 1024. Yeah, let's look at this for a second. Consumer Financial Protection Bureau. I want to look at that one too. All right, so what is this here? Consumer Reporting Agency has a meaning set forth at the Fair Credit Reporting Act. Yeah, we got to read that one. Let me just read it. Fair Credit Reporting Act 15 USC 1681. What are we doing? Where is it? I want to look up 1681. Where is it? Oh, 1601. Ooh, we should look at that one too. What is all this stuff? It's like Greek to me here. What is all this? Give me this. Let's look at this one for a second. 1601. Ooh, what was that one we were going to look at a second ago? I can't remember now. I'm getting tired. Okay, so what do we got here? Yeah. Consumer credit strengthened, right? Yeah, right, yeah. Terms, credit sales, yeah. Credit terms, Okay, what was that one I was going to read? 1681, was it? All right, let me look. Yeah, I think it was 1681. Title 15. Did I say 1681? Yeah. Oh, that's adverse action. 1681. Title 15. I think we looked at this already, didn't we? We did. Yeah. Boom. Did it happen? And where is it? Did it do it? No. Title 15. Section what? 1681. Go? Is it not going to go? What's the deal? What up? Not working. Are you tired? What's the deal? All right, well, we already went over that anyways. But let me see. I should just look up the 15 USC and just go next. 1602, Bureau. That term Bureau means Bureau of Consumer Financial Protection. It doesn't mean those credit agencies. The term credit means the right granted by a creditor to a debtor to defer payment of debt or to incur debt and defer its payment. Yeah. Oh, the term creditor refers only to a person who both regularly extends, whether in connection with loans, sales of property or services, or other as consumer credit. That would be me, which is payable by agreement in more than 4 installments, or for which the payment of a finance charge is or may be required. And 2 is the person to whom the debt arising from the consumer credit transaction is initially payable on the face. Oh, what's that? Of the evidence of indebtedness, or if there is no such evidence of indebtedness, by agreement. Show me your debt validation, please. Notwithstanding the preceding sentence, in the case of an open-ended credit plan involving a credit card, the card issuer and any person who honors the credit card and offers a discount, which is a finance charge. What? And offers a discount, which is a finance charge, are creditors. What exactly? I mean, if it's a finance charge, how could that be a discount? Who honors the credit card and offers a discount, which is a finance charge, are the creditors. We need to look at that one because that's interesting. That looks twisted. For the purpose of the requirements imposed under Part D of this subchapter in sections blah, 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 1637. Yeah, and of this title, the term creditor shall also include card issuers, whether or not the amount due is payable by agreement in more than 4 installments, or the payment of a finance charge is or may be required. And the Bureau shall by regulation apply these requirements to such card issuers to the extent appropriate, even though the requirements are by their terms applicable only to creditors offering open-ended credit plans. A person who originates 2 or more mortgages referred to in subsection AA in any 12-month period, or any person who originates 1 or more such mortgages through a mortgage broker shall be considered to be a creditor for purposes of the subchapter. The term creditor includes a private educational lender, as that term is defined in section 1650 of this title. Ooh, that sounds good. For the purposes of the subchapter. The term credit sale refers to any sale in which the seller is a creditor. The term includes any contract in the form of a bailment or lease. Hey, if the bailee or lessee contracts to pay as compensation for use a sum substantially equivalent to or in excess of the aggregate value of the property and services involved, and it is agreed that the bailee or lessee will become, or for no other or a nominal consideration, has the option to become the owner of the property upon full compliance with his obligations under the contract. In the past, I have made every payment of all my cars. And that means that I have, what does it say? Right here. The option to become the owner of the property. Yeah. Upon full compliance with her obligations under the contract. It's a contract. Yeah. Well, title. I had the certificates of title. But that doesn't mean that it's actual title. Just saying. What is this here? The adjective consumer, used with reference to a credit transaction, characterizes the transaction as one in which the party to whom credit is offered or extended is a natural person, and the money, property, or services which are the subject of the transaction are primarily for personal, family, or household purposes. That's exactly what it was, because I'm a consumer and I wanted a car for my household purposes, not for commerce. Just saying. That was me. The terms open-end credit plan and open-end consumer credit plan mean a plan under which the creditor reasonably contemplates repeated transactions, which prescribes the terms of such transactions, and which provides for a finance charge which may be computed from time to time on the outstanding unpaid balance. A credit plan or open-end consumer credit plan, which is an open-end credit plan or open-end consumer credit plan within the meaning of the preceding sentence, is an open-end credit plan or open-end consumer credit plan, even if credit information is verified from time to time. So let's see what else we got here. The term adequate notice, as used in section 1643 of this title, means a printed notice to a cardholder, which sets forth the pertinent facts clearly and conspicuously so that a person against whom it is to operate could reasonably be expected to have noticed it and understood its meaning. Such notice may be given to a cardholder by printing the notice on any credit card or on each periodic statement of account issued by the cardholder, or by any other means reasonably assuring the receipt thereof of the cardholder. Sounds like a credit card. These are all about credit cards. I'm not interested in credit cards. What else do we got here? Hey, what's the 1666 all about? It sounds a little bit like the Sestake v. Trust. The term discount, as used in section 1666F of this title, means a reduction made from the regular price. I like that. The term discount, as used in section 1666F of this title, shall not mean a surcharge. The term surcharge, as used in this section and section 1666F of this title, means any means of increasing the regular price to a cardholder, which is not imposed upon customers paying by cash, check, or similar means. Okay, what else have we got here? I want to go to that 1666 because that looks very good. Yeah, we're not going to the dwellings yet. No. Oh, what is this Z? What's Z? Is this regulation Z? Any reference to any requirement imposed under the subchapter or any provision thereof includes reference to the regulations of the Bureau under the subchapter or the provision thereof in question. No, that's not what I was looking for. All right. Let me see. Let's look up that regulation Z, shall we? Oh, the need for credit. All right. Yeah, I already looked up 1605. Hmm. Okay, that looks like it's got to do with dwellings and mortgages. No. I'm looking for the car stuff. I wanna buy a car with my signature. I think I did also, and I got it stolen from me because they sold it. And now we are going to try to get it back. Open-end credit plan, residential mortgage loan. Hey, I have to look at that later. That'll be a separate one, but let me just look at regulation Z for a second. All right, let me just look it up. Regulation Z. Give it to me. Let's see what it says. Hey, truth in lending. Let's just look at this for a quick second. And then I want to look at that 1666, by the way. So 12 CFR part 10, 26. Oh, where is it? Where did it go? Wait a minute. What's this all about? How come that came up? TILA, ability to repay and qualify. Oh, hey. This will be good to look at later. Another thing, but I'm getting tired. Okay, so I didn't say, ooh, whistleblowers. And let me see. Ooh, certain student loans, installment loans. I don't know what happened to that. Just went to something totally different. 12 CFR. What happened to that? All right. What was that other one I was gonna look up? 1666. Title 15. 1666. Let's see what that says. Because that's reminding me of something. Hey, billing errors. Oh. Okay, let me just look at that really quick. Correction of billing errors. Okay, written notice by obligor. Oh, by me to the creditor. Time for and contents of notice procedure upon receipt of notice by credit. If a creditor within 60 days after having transmitted to an obligor statement of the obligor's account in connection with an extension of consumer credit receives at the address disclosed under section 1637B10 of this title a written notice other than notice on a payment stub or other payment medium supplied by the creditor, if the creditor so stipulates with the disclosure required under section 1637A, 7 of this title. From the obligor sets forth otherwise enables the creditor to identify the name and account number, if any, of the obligor. 2, indicates the obligor's belief that the statement contains a billing error and the amount of such billing error. And 3, sets forth the reasons for the obligor's belief to the extent applicable that the statement contains a billing error. The creditor shall, unless the obligor has, after giving such written notice, and before the expiration of the time limits herein specified, agreed that the statement was correct, A, not later than 30 days after the receipt of the notice, send a written acknowledgement thereof to the obligor, unless the action required in subparagraph B is taken within such 30-day period, and B, not later than 2 complete billing cycles of the creditor, in no event later than 90 days after the receipt of the notice prior to taking action, to collect the amount or any part thereof indicated by the obligor under paragraph 2, either I, or number 1, make appropriate corrections in the account of the obligor, including the crediting of any finance charge on amounts erroneously billed. Oh, yeah, because of late payments, right? Can't be giving me any late payments. Well, there's something about that. Is it 1692? Is it 1681? Adverse action? So we have to write this black and white. Yeah. We have to write that. Okay. Billing error for the purpose of the section. A billing error consists of any of the following: a reflection on a statement of an extension of credit, which was not made to the obligor. Or if made, was not in the amount reflected on such statement. A reflection on a statement of an extension of credit for which the obligor requests additional clarification, including documentary evidence. Can I have some documentary evidence, please? A reflection on a statement of goods or services not accepted by the obligor or his designee, or not delivered to the obligor of his designee in accordance with the agreement made at the time of the transaction. The creditor's failure to reflect properly on a statement a payment made by the obligor or a credit issued to the obligor. Computation error or similar error of an accounting nature of the creditor on a statement. Failure to transmit the statement required under section 1637B of this title to the last address of the obligor, which has been disclosed to the creditor, unless the address was furnished less than 20 days before the end of the billing cycle. This is a lot of stuff to read. Any other error described in regulations of the Bureau. Action by creditor to collect amount or any part thereof regarded by obligor to be a billing error. For the purposes of this section, action to collect the amount or any part thereof indicating an obligor under paragraph 2 does not include the sending of statements of account, which may include finance charges on amounts in dispute. Late payments. There is a title for late payments. If you know it, put it down on the bottom. I know it, but I just can't think of it right now. It could be like 1666A. Let me look. It could be. Regulation of credit. Yeah. NB. Reports delinquent amounts in dispute. Creditor receives written notice. Let's look up 1666B, shall we? Next. Let's see if it shows us next. Let's see if it says, oh yeah, there it is. Timing of payments, here we go. A creditor may not treat a payment on a credit card account under an open-end consumer credit plan as late for any purpose, unless the creditor has adopted reasonable procedures designed to ensure that each periodic statement, including the information required, is mailed or delivered to the consumer not later than 21 days before the payment due date. Its open-end consumer credit plan provides a time period within an obligor may repay any portion of the credit extended without incurring any additional finance charge. Such additional finance charge may not be imposed with respect to such portion of the credit extended for the billing cycle of which such period is a part, unless a statement which includes the amount upon which the finance charge for the period is based was mailed or delivered to the consumer not later than 21 days before the date specified in the statement must be made in order to avoid imposition of that finance charge. All right, so that kind of makes sense to me normally. Like, sometimes you get 30 days and then it shouldn't be late if it's before 30 days. But I think, okay, so prompt and fair crediting of payments. Yeah. Payments received from an obligor under an open-end consumer credit plan by the creditor shall be posted promptly to the obligor's account. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. I wonder if some people are literally thinking that they have to be paying me. That's what I think I've heard. This is the problem when people misconstrue things. Yeah. All right, so the obligor's account, not the bank account, the account, the credit account, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, I have a feeling that I'm like listening to some people that just don't know how to read properly. Oh my gosh. That's messing up my credit. You cannot be listening to certain people because they're just twisting stuff up. Oh my God. Okay, let's just read this for a second. Payments received from an obligor, that would be me, under an open-end consumer credit plan by the creditor, like if I paid American Express, shall be posted promptly, of course, to the obligor's account, to my account that I paid it, as specified in regulations of the Bureau. Such regulations shall prevent a finance charge, of course, from being imposed on any obligor if the creditor has received the obligor's payment. I get that. That's normal. In readily identifiable form by 5 p.m. on the day at which the payment is due. In the amount, manner, and location indicate. Right. So I was listening to somebody and I have a feeling that they twisted this thing around, making it sound like the company's supposed to be paying my bank account. Oh my gosh. And that person's twisted. Oh my gosh. That's bad. That's really bad. I mean, it does help to read this, but when you're really tired and stuff, yeah, it might not be going around the other way. So I'm going to stop because I'm getting sleepy now. Always read stuff. Don't just listen to what people say, because you don't want to get into trouble. Okay?